what's up everybody? It's Kathy and I'm back with another process video. This one is for paper issues and this one is for the Add It Up challenge, where every month certain items that you would use or techniques are worth points, and then Michelle gives you like a goal, and sometimes it's like really low points and it's, you know, better to do more of a minimalistic or really pick and choose the types of items that you want to use. And sometimes it's getting between a certain amount, and sometimes it's, you know, getting over a certain amount and doing lots of stuff. So it's a really interesting challenge. I really like it because it literally is a challenge. It's something where you kind of have to think about it, and when you work within the confines of the challenge, then you get to kind of experiment with different things. And so one of the ones that it mentioned was things like ink and paint and stuff like that. So and stencils. So I had a stencil, like a little floral stencil, and I used some mint green paint, which is just like Martha Stewart craft paint, to stencil out these flowers, and then I let them dry, of course. Now, I mean, most of them are going to get covered up, but it's just kind of something interesting to put in the background, pretty much. I already had a plan for this layout, like I knew where I was going with it, so this was kind of easier to do because I knew where I was going with it. I just wasn't sure what I was doing with my embellishing. So while the paint was drying, instead of just watching paint dry, I went through my ephemera packs. I had put most of my Maggie Holmes together, most of the newer Maggie Holmes. So like Chasing Dreams was together. Is that a motorcycle? I have no clue what's going on outside. Crazy. So I put the new Carousel collection together with some other ones. Anyway, so I gathered a whole bunch of ephemera that I thought I would like to use, and I went through my 6x6 paper pads. I don't have the small paper pad for Carousel. I guess I forgot to buy it or just decided not to buy it. Maybe that's because one of my favorite things to buy are paper pads, but then I go paper pad crazy. And when I say paper pads, I mean like 6x6 paper pads or 8x8. I don't buy the 12x12s anymore, because no matter what manufacturer makes them, they're never the same quality as the individual sheets. I have learned that the hard way. And that's all I used to buy were the paper packs, and I've definitely become more choosy about that. But I always buy the 6x6, even though, yeah, they are of not as nice quality as the individual 12x12 sheets. Like, the colors are off. I don't know why they do that. Anyway, so I was using some Carousel. I think I was mostly using Chasing Dreams and mostly Chasing Dreams, I think, for the background. Yeah. I don't think I grabbed any other 6x6 paper pads for that. So I'm bringing in colors that I like from the photo. And there was gold and a bit of teal on her shirt and pink and yellow and everything like that. So I'm bringing that in. I tore some of my edges. I put in some of my favorite, what's it called? Guys, help a person. Tissue paper. My favorite, like, black and white polka dot tissue paper in there. So as you can see, I kind of have an idea where I want to go. I want 2 of those big ephemera pieces on each side. I thought this was a great way to use up. I know some people have been mentioning that they've been having difficulty with large ephemera pieces in new packs. Like, a lot of the new stuff that's coming out from all the designers has larger ephemera pieces, and so I was kind of looking at it too and going, okay, what am I going to do with these large pieces? Like, especially like this ticket booth. What am I going to do with that? And an ice cream thing. I haven't. Now, I could have used the ice cream thing on pictures of our kids eating ice cream. So in hindsight, I probably should have saved it. But I really thought it was cute over there. So I kept it over there. It had the yellow and the pink and the teal, and the tickets, the little 1, 2, 3, 4. It had like 5, 6, 7. You can see it over there. But I ripped it off because I didn't want the whole thing. And I love, it was perforated, so I bent it and am going to keep it bented and stick it down so that it does look bent. And I really like how that turned out. So I'm bringing it in to get some glitter because there's glitter on the ticket booth. So I'm getting glitter on the other side. I'm getting the teal on the other side. I'm bringing in yellow. That chipboard banner worked perfectly there and matched perfectly. This is like one of my favorite layouts that I've made recently, just because everything kind of worked together and it came together really quickly. So I was just really, really happy with that. The background paper is, I think it's Maggie Holmes. I want to say Gather, but no, it's Bloom. It's that, it was like birds on one side and little purple air plus sign things. I don't know. I was going to say crosses, but they're not actually crosses. Well, they're kind of like crisscrosses, but they're, they're plus signs. So anyway, so there's those. I like how the painting that I did is actually showing up behind the ephemera pieces. I think that's really cool. And just little hints here and there. So I'm going to show you guys my plan. And I'm slowing it down for this to explain it. So what I did was I went into my stash and I grabbed every pack of thickers, fonts, alphas, whatever, that I thought would go well. Because one of the things was you got 5 points for every different font you brought in. So here is a chance for me to go, okay, let's mix and match. How many fonts can I bring in and make a really cohesive looking title? And that's why the photos are all down at the bottom, was to do a big title at the top. At the time, I wasn't sure what I was going to write. But after I was looking through photos and I saw that one of my daughter hugging this star pillow that I bought her, that actually it's gold on one side and the side that you're supposed to see is like white with black polka dots and bright fluorescent orange stitching. But she likes the gold side. I like the other side. I like the polka dots. I can't help it. I'm a polka dot. I'm a black and white polka dot like stripe person. I just love that combo. Anyway, so what you didn't see, and just so you know, this does take time. This took time to do, to get it just right, to make it look, to pick out the right letters, to make it cohesive, to make it so that there weren't too many sparkly ones together, there weren't too many gold ones right beside each other, like that everything was kind of spaced out, but that it still looked random. Like desperately random. You know what I mean? Just doing some Silence of the Lamb quoting here. So yeah, so that did take a while. I didn't want you guys to have to watch it, but I did want you to see me like actually putting the title on, because, you know, I did have to move it around because I wanted to make sure it was as even as it could be. So some of the fonts are some older ones, like those teal ones, and the sparkly kind of script font are a little bit older. There's some Wonder Collection. There's the Wonder Collection, Fancy Free, Take Me Away. There's these marquee ones. There's one from Oh My Heart, and there's some gold ones. So there's a whole bunch of different ones in there. And in the end, I love how it turned out, and it helped me bring in some purple from the background, because there really isn't any purple in the Maggie Holmes carousel collection that I could see, but I loved that this helped me get in some purple into it. So I did make sure that I had some of these. And so then I realized I need something going on around the sides, because heaven forbid I just be done. It could have been done there. But I wanted to almost make this like cheering section, like, yay, don't let anyone dull your sparkle. And I think bows were in the list. So I start adding in stuff like that. And I'm like, well, that looks stupid. They're just kind of sitting there, and it's just weird. And so I realized it kind of needs somewhere to branch off of. So as you can see, I wanted to mimic the little flags on the ticket booth, so I brought the ticket flag, the flags down. And then there's that chipboard piece as well, which is like a megaphone and a trumpet, and then the flags. And I just loved how it kind of looks like a little cheering squad for her, for the picture. I don't know. I just thought it looked cute. And even though there's two completely different things on this different sides, it all evens out with colors and like repeating colors, repeating patterns, that type of thing. And because everything's kind of ends up the same height, it still works to me. It might not work to other people, but it works for me. I was really happy with it. I put in some like of the puffy hearts, and then I'm going to put in some sequins too, because sequins was on the list. So I'm putting in some of the gold sequins, and all the sticky parts stayed on the thing, on the sheet, so I had to glue them all down by hand, and I don't think I cut this out, so I'm pretty certain you guys are going to watch me glue them all down by hand, because, you know, that's fun. But yeah, this was a really easy layout to do, and it looks like it would have taken a long time, and it was a layout that actually took me the least amount of time in a while. So I'm really happy with how it came out. So girly. Oh my gosh, so girly. The last thing I'm going to do is put Heidi Swapp Color Shine in Blush, which is a very light pink. So it's just a little misting. So that's it. Pictures are coming up, and I'll see you in the next video. So bye!